It's the business end of the season for the Super Tourers, and with only 4 races to go, the Diet Coke BMWs are unbackable as they continue to dominate the series. The race for the Privateers Cup is another matter, though, with plenty of drivers still in the hunt. 51-year-old Graham Moore in the Opel and 20-year-old Steve Ellery in the BMW are first and second on that list, with Graham pleasantly surprised at the competitiveness of his car.
We didn't have the budget that other teams have had, but we've got a good small team here and we've approached it very professionally, and we've just done the best with what budget we have. But yeah, I mean, I didn't think we'd be leading it, but I thought we'd be giving it a shake.
The Oryx Audi team is down 1 car this weekend after Greg Murphy put his machine into the wall. Teammate Brad Jones is left flying the flag. Steve Richards in the Valvoline Alfa Romeo was superb in qualifying. He was the fastest man on the track and has pole position for this race.
Yeah, we've been up here and done a little bit of testing, and now we've got some spares, so I think we're reaping the benefit of that. And our Yokohama tyres are just great.
He's been on pole before but failed to finish the race. Will it be his day today? Or will the Audis come to the fore on this tight, winding circuit? Can anybody catch the BMWs of Morris and Brabham? Stay tuned and find out. Tony Scott brings the Volvo out. Let's hope he has a better day. He's had his moments this season so far at quite a number of circuits. Here at Winton, will it be the package? OK, Warwick, Rooklyn, lap record was set some time ago.
Yes, James Kay last year, the British driver in the Carina, set that record. Now driving for Honda in the UK, and Winton Raceway, 10 turns, probably the slowest circuit this year on the championship. Plenty of twists and turns, are very hard to overtake, Darrell.
Starting to form up on the grid now, and a few surprises too. Look where Brad Jones is.
Yes, quickest on Friday, but could only qualify 5th. But Richards on pole, Morris, Brabham, Ellery, a good result there, and Full in the Peugeot doing very well. Moore and Scott.
Can young Richards turn his pole position into some sort of a lead? The car is not good off the line. His starts haven't been good. Revs start to build now here at Winton. Look at this day. It's a picture card one. There's no doubt about that. Off they go. And the car hasn't done it. It just doesn't get off the line.
No, well, that's the legacy of front-wheel drive. It just turns the wheels from the wrong end, but he has managed to stay in second, so Morris first, Richards second.
Morris leads them round for the first time and needs a weekend, no doubt about that. Richards now. Brad Jones has come up into third, so a good start from Jones.
Well, I really expect Jones to be really charging through the field. He was quickest on Friday. He should be the quickest guy on the circuit. The replay from Jones's car at the start.
Watch this. This is Jones Audi. Whoa, up inside, right in behind Richards. Great start, picked up too.
Yes, and this is out of Moore's car. Look at Full. He just lights them up, loses 2 places. And now out of the back of Full's Atlantis Peugeot, we've got Ellery hounding him.
Ellery all over the back of Full's Peugeot now. Good dice. These cars very similar in colour. There's the Opel of Moore in behind him again from, that's the point of view actually from Graham Moore looking at it. From the Bellray Opel back into the BMW Championship winning car, this one last year. This was involved in the old Biffo. This was the seat of the Biffo last year.
Well, actually the car that I drove at Bathurst last year, but it's certainly doing well for Stephen this year. Remember that Moore and Ellery are fighting it out for the Toka Privateer Cup.
Morris now. Richards still sits in behind him in the pretty little Alpha and going okay. Brad Jones clips a little bit of the dirt there and throws some up. This is from Tony Scott. Allam past him.
Well, you can see, whoa, Scott's car very understeer. You can see it pointing out towards the outside of the circuit and the curb, really pushing it back into line.
Another one comes past Tony Scott, so he's starting to fall back now.
Yeah, Adderton slips through, and this Phoenix Motorsport team are really starting to get these Peugeots working a lot better. And
Brabham's struggling a little bit to me today. He doesn't seem that comfortable here. Morris seems to be doing it a little bit easier.
Yeah, well, Morris certainly has got the bit between his teeth. He's looking for the championship here, and this is good news for him with Brabham behind him.
Yeah, Brabham there, you can see now in behind Brad Jones. He's probably lost a little bit on the back part of the circuit there. It's a pretty technical place here. Like, you've really got to get this right, particularly in the 2-litre cars. If you lose the rev range here, you're going to drop off the pace.
Yeah, well, very low high speeds and certainly got to keep it wound up through the corners.
OK, Winton starting to produce some battles within the battle. Stay with us, back shortly. Welcome back to the Super Tourers as they perform at Winton in this round of the Super Tourers Championship.
And here's your Hyundai of Steve Hardman battling it out with Paul Pickett for 10th and 11th. The gear change on the Hyundai on the column. Oh, we've got a car with a very smoky engine there, Darrell. I think that's the end of his day.
Rob Tweedy, one of the battlers, one of the back markers, but the backbone of racing. I mean, if these guys don't turn out, you really don't have a full field, and that's going to be expensive by the look of that.
Well, it's always tough when stuff like this happens for the privateers, but they've got to pay for it out of their own pocket.
Up front, one of the pros, Paul Morris, in the Diet Coke team, leading and doing it pretty well. This car looks really balanced. He looks in tune. Stephen Richards hasn't lost too much ground, though, but you've really got to plan your moves to pass here.
Well, it's just so hard to overtake. The track is so narrow, the straights are so short. But Richards is really hanging in there with a front-wheel drive Alpha.
Here's the dice, though. Ellery now goes around the long way from full. The BMW and the Peugeot having a terrific street fight here round at Winton. Good shot there, back of the Peugeot. Look at Ellery, definitely getting held up. He's getting frustrated. He's going one side to the other side, really hurrying him up. But full, I mean, he's entitled to keep his racing line.
Well, he certainly is, but I think the front tyres on the Peugeot are starting to be getting a little bit tired, and that's a battle for 5th and 6th, and just behind them, Graham Moore in the Opel is 7th.
Very similar coloured cars, aren't they? But this is the championship-winning car last year, and the young bloke has had a good season in it too, Stephen Ellery. He's placed well, he's practiced well, he's qualified well. He's improved most of the races, but certainly getting held up here, although the Peugeot has got a bit of mumbo on him there.
Well, the Peugeot is very quick in a straight line. They've got Peter Wallace looking after the engines now, and certainly been very reliable, and the front-wheel drive cars are very quick on the straights.
Ellery gets the bonnet of the BMW right up underneath the wing of the little Peugeot now as they come around. You can see the different lines. Tries to go a little bit wider. Now he's trying to get a run up the inside. Can he do it? I think he may do it too. He's going to run out of turn though, so you can see he's starting to plan his moves. He's working the car on the wide side to come up on the inside on the run.
Yeah, but I can tell you, Darrell, it's going to be very hard to overtake. Just about the only way to get past a Winton is for the guy to either make a mistake or to give him a tap.
Well, no contact as yet. Just good, clean, hard racing between these two youngsters.
Yeah, and Full, he's come into the Peugeot team with a new car halfway through the year and has certainly done very well. Drove for BMW with Frank Gardner 2 years ago, driven at Bathurst, won the class up there, drove Formula Ford, so he's done plenty of miles and he's a good peddler as well.
Yeah, it seems pretty suited to the Winton layout here. The Opels drop back slightly now from the BMW, but this is really where the main scrap of this race is on, as you can see now. Steve Ellery again comes right up on the back of the Peugeot, starts to harass him. Full's got a mirror full of red and white.
Yeah, certainly Ellery being held up big time, and you can see the BMW through the corners and under brakes is far superior to the Peugeot, but get on the straight, the Peugeot's gone, and Ellery hasn't got enough time to outbrake him.
Did I say red and white? Red and yellow. What's wrong? There's a white number there, but the car's red and yellow. Who's colourblind?
So on to probably the longest straight on the circuit, the back straight up to 6th gear. Now through the S's, 4th gear. Ellery starting to close up. Coming onto the short start finishing straight. Ellery will want to get very close here so he can have a go under brakes. Having a little look. Yes, and Full left the door open for him. Very polite. I suppose the war was over for Full.
Ah, nice move from Ellery. A little muscle and hustle there. He put the nose of the BMW up inside the Peugeot, and Full gave him the racing room, but a nicely planned move. He did that a couple of times and had a look. That time had to rush up the inside. Now that's allowed Moore to close up.
Yes, Moore. Now, right onto the back of Full's Peugeot. I think the tyres on the front tyres on the Peugeot will be getting pretty tired, and the car will be starting to understeer. This has been a problem they've had all year, and probably an inherent problem with most of the front-wheel drive cars.
There is some talk that this car will go to Asia at the end of this series.
Well, Moore's car is backed by Tommy Suharto, Central Motorsport in Indonesia. It was always planned for the car to go back there at the end of the year, and Graham tells me that they've got a high-profile driver to do some racing over there, but he won't let it out of the bag who it is yet.
Is it an Australian?
Well, he wouldn't let on, but I'd say it would be a European.
OK, well, we'll keep our eye on that team and what they do when the car returns to Auschive for that series. But it's been a big improver in this series. Graham Moore's done a pretty good job, and the battle for that Privateers Cup has been one of the highlights of the Super Tourers right throughout the season.
Well, the Bellray Oil Opal wasn't at the first round, and when you consider he's top of the Toka Privateer Cup and fighting it out with Steve Ellery for the honours, it's pretty impressive. The other thing is that Graham Moore is a 51-year-old grandfather, and Steve Ellery is a 20-year-old upstart from the Gold Coast, so quite an age gap, but not much of a gap on the track.
Hey, go easy on the grandfathers, all right? We're a gentle race. So Moore now sits in behind Ellery. The vet takes on the young line, I guess you'd say. The Opal, different line there. Gets nice movement through there and a good run through that corner. Very interesting the way the two cars, the handling deficiencies of both cars. You can see the drivers trying desperately to take any advantage they can get by using all of the track and then some. All right, this battle continues. Look from the back of Fool's Peugeot back onto the Opal. We'll be back shortly. Back at Winton, nice to have your company. If you're watching us right around Australia, this is the dice between the Peugeot and the Opal. This is Geoff Full and Graham Moore. Position 6 and 7, this is what the battle's about as we see the Opal now starts to weave round the back, comes up, oh, tap bang, thank you very much, plenty of smoke, and look at the Peugeot, oh, like a ship without a rudder, gets all over the track, trying to bring it back together. Well, there it was, the frustration, the Opal went up the inside, and you've got to say that was a bit of a brain fade. I mean, he just came straight up and went whammo.
Well, I think you picked it when you said frustration, because this place is just so frustrating to overtake. The guy was quicker, there was no way round. He's had a big lunge from behind, and, you know, maybe brain fade, but, you know, frustration, I mean, it's just a very tough place to pass. Here we go again from Graham Moore's car. Oh, just hits him in the back corner.
Well, I don't know about that. I think maybe he had a problem in the cockpit because he rushed up. If you listen to that, there seemed to be almost like a missed gear.
Well, certainly he was, you know, you could hear some crashing going on, but pretty ambitious move from way back. But there's only one guy that will ever really know, and that'll be Graham himself.
Yeah, well, not too much damage. It hasn't bothered him too much. The car seems to be going okay. Just to give him a bang, though. And Full did a terrific job to sort of gather it up and keep it going.
I mean, he had it absolutely cocked sideways. I mean, I thought he was all over, but he grabbed it up and got on with the job.
All righty, so a little bit of biffo down here at Winton. Livens the afternoon up at the moment. Pretty well strung out, most of the cars at the moment. This is Full. He was at the receiving end of that tap. Now Allam starts to close in with the Mondeo.
Yeah, the Mondeo, that's really struggled in the last couple of race meetings. I don't know what the deal is there, but Allam been doing a bit of driving in the UK.
Back up front, you've got the Alfa Romeo with Brad Jones all over the back of Stephen Richards now. Jones, of course, made up some good spots off the starting line, has kept the pressure on the youngster. This is from Brad Jones' point of view. The Alfa comes up the inside. Now, this Alfa's not a bad thing under brakes, I'll tell you. It's done it most of the season. Have a look there. You saw him right under the wing and forced to drop back again.
And this is a battle for second and third. Richards falling off the back of Morris, but Jones starting to really close in around all this tight section, but I think the Alfa will get away up the straight again.
Not a lot of difference when you look back from where Morris is. I mean, they haven't lost too much on him. They just can't make it up. Brad Jones, terrific start from him. Poor start from Richards, but the car isn't good off the line, and that's been, I guess, his Achilles heel right throughout this season so far. He's qualified well, plenty of time, but just hasn't been able to capitalise on it. But the car's got plenty of squirt in the straight line, and it's really good when he throws the brick and the rope out the window. It pulls up pretty well.
Well, that's right, mate. And Jones looks down the inside. I think he's got it.
Oh, plenty of biffo and lean on too. Richards won't give in. There they go again. Smash, bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm coming through. Look at the Audi now. Smoke pouring off the tyres there. So I'm not sure that was a good move, and he comes back. You've got to give it to young Stephen Richards. He doesn't mind having a go. You want to biff me? I'll give you a bit of barge back.
Well, that was pretty impressive the way that Richards came back, but I tell you, they're both got damaged guards that are rubbing on the tyres, and if they don't watch it, they both could end up with punctures.
Smoke pouring off Richard's tyre, as you can see from the point of view. I don't know if Brad Jones is aware of what's coming off his car, but there's plenty of metal that's been crushed, and tyres smoking, and Jones comes up again, right up under the alpha of Richards. And look at this Brabham now. He's going to take advantage of it. He can see what's going on in front of him. So Brabham with a big lunge up the outside, and look at the smoke coming out of the Audi's wheelbase.
Yes, and Richards holds on through all of that. Richards was able to maintain the lead coming across the start-finishing line again. So Jones in behind him and Brabham right up there. So let's have a watch Jones.
Brad Jones, what about the forceful move up the inside? And you've got to give it to Stephen Richards. He doesn't give an inch when he's racing. I'll tell you, you're going to fight him, you're going to go past him, you're going to earn it. Brabham now slots up the inside. Can he take advantage? Oh, almost, but can't do it.
Yes, so it's interesting. Richards was able to stay around the outside. Jones looked like he missed a gear and let Brabham up around the outside of him, but held him back out. So it's really on for young and old now.
Ah, dust and smoke. We love it, don't you? Winton, have a look at this. We've got a battle going on. We all went to sleep for a while, but tell you what, we're not nodding off now. Brad Jones right up behind Richards again. Gets up on the inside. He tries to hustle and muscle his way through. But the Alpha now, can he hold it down in the braking area? Down they come, he brakes late. Talk about hold it. He sure did in a straight line.
Well, he's gone. Oh, there he is. He's managed to get back on. And that's left Jones and Brabham.
Well, we've got a battle going on here at Winton. We're back shortly. Stay with us, Australia. Ding-dong battle going on here as the laps start to wind down. Only 3 to go. Look at this. This is Richards under brakes and, straight on to Albury.
Yes, he just locked him up and just didn't even look like turning in. That's left Jones off the hook, and for Brabham to do what he can to get past Bradley Jones, the local boy.
Jones's car not smoking from that wheel well, so he's either worn the rubber down or the guard bit's just fallen off. Brabham, though, still pounces. He's trying, he's stalking him to pounce, but just can't do it. Now the traffic comes into play. This will get interesting.
Yes, this could really determine the outcome for this battle. They've got through the slower traffic's pulled over. Brabham got held up a little bit there, so that's helped Jones.
No doubt about that. He's lost about a length, I reckon, but the car looks all right. It's a bit battered and torn, but there's no smoke pouring out of it. Brabham would love to improve one spot, but I think he's going to run out of laps. Morris, remember, out in front. This is a battle for second and third.
Yeah, well, Morris has really had this all his own way right from the first corner, just extended his lead, and he's let it all happen behind him.
Yeah, a little bit of smoke again, so obviously when the car gets at some sort of an attitude on that inside wheel, it starts to rub again. I hope he can get home.
Well, it looks like it's worn away most of the rubber. It looks like just skimming on the tyre, so obviously his crew's kept an eye on that. We would be in communication via the radio. But now Brabham starts to close up on Jones, but not far to go in the race.
Not too much difference between the car. This is Morris now. He's had a good race, Morris. Good, clean, tidy race. Hasn't gotten to any scraps, and he's just really blasted off the line. He's looked comfortable here this entire race.
Well, he's been in a position that you really want to be in at Winton, more than any other track in Australia, because it's just so hard to get past, and he's been out front. He's let the battles happen behind him, and he's just extended his lead throughout the race.
Second place, Brad Jones, as they make the dash to the flag. Brabham doing everything he can to crawl all over the back of him, but that'll be the widest Audi you've ever seen to try and get past here on this lap. There's no doubt about that. Jones, he's got an experienced head underneath that helmet, and he's had plenty of racing miles. He knows how to make the car wide enough, I would think.
And not only that, he's done plenty of miles around Winton. He's lived in Albury all his life, probably done most of his testing at Winton, so if anybody could make a car go quick around here, it'd be Brad.
Morris now, terrific season for Morris. He really is a very, very good driver, this guy. He takes the flag, wins this race. Here's the battle for second and third. Brad Jones, the local crowd will love this. Comes up, Brabham makes a lunge. Too late, can't do it though. Brad Jones gets second, Geoff Brabham third. Morris acknowledges the crowd's applause. Here's Ellery. He's in fourth. Good drive from him. Let's wrap it up for you. Paul Morris and the Diet Coke BMW #1. Brad Jones, the Oryx Audi was next. Then Geoff Brabham. Stephen Ellery, you just saw him flash over the line. Geoff Full, good battle between them. Now the results continue. Mark Adderton way down in number 9. Tony Scott disappointing there. Drivers' Championship, Morris on 250 points from Geoff Brabham on 202. Brad Jones on 166. Then it's Murphy, Ellery, Moore, Allam and Tony Scott. The Privateers Cup, very interesting this one. Graham Moore, 196. Steve Ellery, 188. Justin Matthews, 113. Then Richards and Adderton follow there. The Manufacturers' Championship, BMW on 306. The Audi, Ford, Volvo, they fill the major places. Warwick, Rooklyn, pit side, and he's with young Stephen Richards.
The incidents, there was a few bumps with Jones. How did you see that from your perspective?
Well, you know, I didn't think there was a hole there, and he must have gone incredibly hard under brakes to do it. And I mean, he hit the rear door. I mean, what can I say? I was turned into the corner, but yeah, that's fair enough. We were slower, and at that point, in another lap or so, I probably would have let him past anyway. But it was just, you know, you've got to pick the right time so the guy behind him doesn't get an advantage as well. But that's the way it goes.
What changes will you make from the next race?
Oh, we don't know. We're going to sit down and have a bit of a think about it and go from there. But, you know, we've just got to make the car good for 30 laps, not 20.
All right, mate. Best of luck.
Yeah, the Alpha has been a bit of a problem, Joel. I'm sure they'll sort it out because it really is a go in a straight line and under brakes. All right, that about wraps it up for this round at Winton. Terrific racing, some close stuff toward the end of the race. Hope you'll join us next time round on Nine's Wide World of Sports.